this morning to lead us in the pledge. John Cascaden, would you do the honor for us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Oh, look what we have.
Do we need a second prayer?
Well, did you already get one?
And Lord, we thank you for getting Jason Bowman here on time that he could pray for us again. Go ahead.
Well, we
What had happened was,
so we're okay, right? Oh,
We officially started the meeting.
we already officially started.
Yeah, we did.
I apologize.
No, you're fine.
My GPS took me to Owensville. So,
Well, we know where that, you're okay.
yeah.
We're glad you're safe.
Apologize to the sheriff's department.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jason.
First on the agenda is the approval of the regular session minutes of August 3rd, 2022. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make
So-
the motion.
I'll second.
You two want to fight over it?
Nope.
Okay.
He wins.
Got it.
Okay. Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
I will abstain since I was not at the meeting, but I'm glad to be back today. Thank you. And this morning, if we could, I would like to move item H up before C. And this morning, we have John Cascaden with us. And John has finally decided to retire. Right, John? So we have a certificate for you if you would like to come up and receive.
I think you really need to explain that this is a forced retirement. Not forced by the board or Clermont County, but you might want to explain that.
The real boss says it's time.
The real boss has finally put down the order to come
Yeah, it
down
is.
with her and the alligator, right?
Yes, yes.
She has a pet alligator.
It has my scent.
It's waiting on John. John, this is for a certificate in recognition of your 12 years of service to the citizens at Clermont County. And for those of us who have known you for many, many years, we're going to miss you. But we hope you come back to see us.
Oh, yeah.
And look at your new replacement back here.
Yes. Younger, smarter?
Isn't she cute?
Yes.
So,
You want to come up here, Hadley?
no, she
Introduce
won't
yourself?
come up. No, but this is for you and many years of wonderful retirement in Florida. I know you're not going to go down there and sit. You're going to work somewhere, aren't you?
Not yet. Never know what might blow down the door,
Yeah.
so.
Listen to that, Dave. We know what he's going to do. But have a good time and really do keep that alligator away from you. You have to understand, his wife had this little alligator, and how big is it now, John?
4 foot.
And it comes up when she goes out in the yard, doesn't
Yeah.
it? So he's alligator bait, I'm sure.
I think she's been out there, shaking
Uh-huh.
shirts and
She's probably got a piece of your clothing with your scent
wrapped
on
with
it.
raw meat, yep. So,
So congratulations,
thank you,
dear
appreciate
heart.
it. Couldn't have done it without support of the board, so appreciate everything that this board, prior boards have done to make it, a better place. And I'm sure you'll continue to do that with Jessie when she takes over, so,
So
thank you.
Why don't you have to come up, because you know you gotta have your picture taken. Commissioners? He says we wore pink to match.
Oh, you did.
Ready?
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You ain't rid of me yet, so I'll see you next week.
Okay. Okay. So I moved H up, county staff elected official discussion. Anything else under this topic?
Not at this time.
Okay. Back to the agenda then, public participation. Hadley, you want to say something? No. Okay, item D is consent agenda. Board, you've had this in time to review. Any discussion on anything on the consent agenda? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. And do we want to introduce Jessica at this time, since it's been approved? So with John's retirement, we just approved the consent agenda, and on that is Jessica Wiederhold. Did I say it right, Jessica? Yes, you did. And she is going to be the new director. So Jessica, you want to come up and we'll introduce you to everyone's.
Come on up, Hadley. You can come up with
Come
Mommy.
up with Mom.
We have to see who drives this train here. Come on. The real boss.
So Jessica, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone that's watching maybe at home, and Hadley?
My name is Jessica Wiederhold. I started out with the county in 2010 as a dispatcher. I was a dispatcher for 5.5 years until I had this one. And then I left for a little bit to go to the public defender's office. And John asked me to come back as a QA, and since then he's evolved me into taking his position, and he's trained me well, and I have a great support team. And Dominic here with us, and he's been a great asset to helping me move along as well. So I just want to thank the board and John for everything that you guys have done for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners, you have to come back down again. Come on, Hadley, we're gonna get our picture later.
John, you want to get in with us?
Sure.
Sorry. Come on. Oh, yeah. Come on. You're in it too.
Making him walk an awful
The
lot.
whole family gets in.
What's on your dress?
My week of already.
I want your shoes. I want your shoes. Sleeveless. It probably fits you.
Come on in. Come on. I know John will make everybody move around today. Okay.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Get used to it. There's always three situations. Thanks for coming up.
Say thank you. You want to shake Claire's hand? Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Really?
Oh, yeah. All the way through.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So moving on now to item E, non-consent agenda. Number 5, recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 115-22, resolving to approve payment to vendors in the total amount of $1,576,424.90. We had to get that 90 cents in. As set forth in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated August 10th, 2022, BCC directed prepaid invoice reports and/or the procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on August 8th, 2022, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants for same pursuant to section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Morning, Tim.
Morning, Commissioners. Item number 6 is a recommendation of Susan Walther, Director, Department of Job and Family Services, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to execute a sub-grant agreement by and between the Board of Clermont County Commissioners, the Clermont County Department of Job and Family Services, and Give Like a Mother, located at 299 Haskell Lane in Batavia. This is for the provision of temporary assistance for needy family program services for eligible TANF clients, which is temporary assistance in needy family, of Give Like a Mother in accordance with the scope of services attached thereto and incorporated therein as Exhibit 1 for the total amount not to exceed $100,000. And this will be effective upon execution by all parties through June 30th, 2023, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set therein.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 6. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, just a question. I just noticed the total amounts not to exceed $100,000. Tim, how is that actually handled by transaction?
So for any of the TANF eligible clients, then what the Give Like a Mother provides to them, they provide clothing assistance. So for those clients, they'll be able to get reimbursed for that clothing. And it's based on the fair taxed evaluation of what the clothing is.
Is worth?
Yes,
And it's only clothing is what they do?
correct, yes.
And does that cover rent and all that, or?
It does not. The Give Like a Mother provides clothing at this time, so that's what
No, I
this is
mean
limited.
rent for their facility?
Oh, it does not.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
Any other questions?
Was that?
Roll
Thank you.
call.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Yes. Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Number 7.
number 7 is a recommendation of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to authorize Susan Walther, Director, Department of Job and Family Services, to execute an Ohio Department of Job and Family Services Title 4E Child Placement Agreement by and between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and Fox Run Hospital, located at 67670 Traco Drive in St. Clairsville, Ohio. And this is for the provision of residential treatment services for a specific child referred by the Department of Job and Family Services and/or Clermont County Juvenile Court. And that's at the rates as outlined therein, effective April 22nd, 2022 through April 21st, 2023, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 7. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second?
Any discussion? Where's St. Clairsville? I never heard of it. Is that a hard question?
It is. I'm not certain where it's at.
Anybody know?
Just west, just west of Wheeling, West Virginia.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Item number 8, Greg? Greg. I always want to call you Greg.
Okay.
Greg.
Good morning. Craig Reisner, County Engineer's Office. Item number 8 is a recommendation of Jeremy Evans, County Engineer, with the concurrence of Thomas Eigel, County Administrator, to execute record plat number 6293347 for the following subdivision in Miami Township, and to further execute a combined performance and maintenance bond as well as a performance bond for sidewalks. It's Lamorna Cove subdivision, 1B. The performance bond is $43,000, the maintenance bond is $12,000, and the sidewalk bond is $48,080.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 8. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Number 9.
Item 9 is a recommendation of Jeremy Evans, County Engineer, with the concurrence of Thomas Eigel, County Administrator, to execute record plat number 6293348 for the replat of lots in the following subdivision in Batavia Township, and it's Estrella subdivision, Phase 5, and the purpose is to create multiple new lot numbers. These are actually 3-unit condominiums, and they build the structure first, and then the replat comes through and they make the division according to where the firewalls are. So this is just a creation of basically condominium lots.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 9. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second?
Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Corcoran? Yes. Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Thank you. Lyle Bloom, number 10.
Morning.
Good morning.
Item 10 is a recommendation to execute a memorandum of understanding between the Clermont County Commissioners and the Miami Township Trustees out of Milford, Ohio, relative to the coordination of a water main replacement along a portion of Business 28 located in Miami Township in conjunction with the with the township's roadway and storm sewer project pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein. So the township has, I believe it's a CDBG project that they're performing. And we have a water main replacement project that we had planned there. Their CDBG project is a little further ahead in the schedule, so we're going to incorporate our water main replacement within the limits of their project. It's going to be done together so that they don't put in their project and then we go in and rip it out in a year. So
What's the estimated time, do you think?
I think the CDBG project and the water main replacement portion will be done early next year, correct? All right.
That's what we're hoping.
I'm looking at Desmond because.
All right.
Okay.
We don't want to put in sidewalks and then have him come in water, so luckily.
That makes
I'll
sense.
coordinate all that.
Dig them up.
Yeah, this is between Cook and Highview.
Okay.
And then we'll finish our water main replacement, which will go further east beyond Highview, probably either later next year or into '24.
Thank you, Lyle. Board, we've had the reading of item number 10. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes, thank you, Lyle. Greg,
Morning, Board. I'm filling in for Pam this morning. She's busy dealing with Goshen, the tornado, obviously. So I'm here today to recommend approval to renew the agreement between the Board of County Commissioners and the Clermont County Local Emergency Planning Committee, LEPC. And this is a statutory obligation to the Ohio Revised Code. You originally passed this back in 2016. So this renewal runs from September 1st, 2022 through August 31st, 2024. And this is all in compliance with Section 3750.03E4 of the ORC.
thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 11. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make the motion?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes, thank you,
Just-
sir.
And
Oh.
just a hats off to Pam for all she did through all of this and her entire team.
Yeah, she'll probably be back on the next session to give an update, but they've been working really hard to get the state involved, and it's moving forward.
Thank you. Desmond, number 12.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Desmond Mayotta, Community Development Administrator. So recommendation of myself, with the concurrence of Michael McNamara, Director, Department of Community and Economic Development, to adopt Resolution Number 116-22, resolving to authorize the Board of County Commissioners to execute cooperation agreements by and between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and both the villages of Neville and Shiloh, relative to the cooperation between said parties in and as it relates to Clermont County's designation as an urban county for the Community Development Block Grant Program for fiscal year 2023, as administered by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and in compliance with the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974, pursuant to and in compliance with Section 121-.22 of the ORC. So this will, Commissioners, this will allow both the villages of Shiloh and Neville to start to begin to apply to the board for CDBG projects beginning next year. So we're glad to have them cooperating with the board.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 12. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Jason.
Items 13 and 14 involve a few satisfactions of mortgage to put before the board. Item 13 is a recommendation of myself, Jason Fountain, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, with the concurrence of Mr. Eigel, County Administrator, to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, Clermont County, Ohio, to execute the below satisfactions of mortgage, to certify the terms of the mortgages and the promissory notes they secured as dated have been satisfied, and authorizing the recorder to release those mortgages of record for those properties as it all relates to the septic system rehabilitation financing program in concert with the Ohio Development Services Agency Small Cities Community Development Block Grant Program. Again, for the properties listed below, the 4 properties there.
We've had the reading of item number 13. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Item 14 relates to CHIP program. Again, recommendation of myself, Jason Fountain, prosecuting attorney with the concurrence of Tom Eigel, County Administrator, to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute, again, 2 satisfactions of mortgage, certifying that the terms of those mortgages and the promissory notes that they secured as dated have been satisfied, authorizing the recorder to release those mortgages of record for those properties as they relate to the CHIP program. Again, is how I believe.
Board, we've had the reading of item number 14. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Number 15?
Item 15, me as well, I believe. Am I making item 15? I believe I'm reading item 15, but it's a recommendation to adopt Resolution 11722, resolving to approve this county's participation in the Region 14, One Ohio Region 14 governance structure, which is attached, in accordance with the One Ohio Memorandum of Understanding, this board may recall, previously adopted by the County Commissioners on August 11th of last year, 2021, and to approve and enter into the Regional Governance Agreement, identified as Exhibit B, noted One Ohio Region 14 bylaws that outline the governance structure, to ensure all local governments have input and equitable representation regarding regional decisions, including representation on the statewide foundation board, which is now meeting, and selection of projects to be funded from the settlement proceeds of various opiate litigation settlements.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 15. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make them.
Second.
Any discussion?
Jason, and just for that discussion, there is a meeting of that governance board today.
That's right.
So you can join in on that, by Zoom and actually participate from your desk. One other thing on this is there will be one other agreement where the Board of County Commissioners has to appoint one person to this.
That's
to this
right.
local
Under the
government.
bylaws, we'll be
Right, just
choosing a member of
the bylaws allow the commissioners to choose a person to represent them, for Region 14. Now, that represented can be a board member, it can be someone in the community, it can be a business person, it can be whoever the board. A recommendation would be that we advertise. We might want to see who would be interested and what kind of applications that we would get, like for any board position. So,
I believe we determined that, by way of brief outline, that I think we're looking at a 21-member board for Region 14 to start, 3 from each of the 7 counties that would be a part of it. Clermont, Butler, Warren, Clark, Greene, Madison, and Clinton. Counties are all members of Region 14.
Anything else?
That's it?
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mary.
Item 16 is a request to increase the 2022 annual appropriations for fleet maintenance in the amount of $275,000. And this is really directly related to the cost increase of fuel.
Thank you. Board, we've had item number 16 explained. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please.
A lot of fuel.
A lot of fuel. Well, when you go to the gas pumps, you can understand why,
Yeah,
right?
you can.
Okay. That is the non-consent agenda. Any additions to the agendas?
Yeah, we have 2 for consideration. We can do them both at the same time. First is a Justice Assistance Grant application. The second is change order number 3 for the Juvenile Court Expansion Project. So we'll have to add those first, and then we'll take them one at a time.
Do I have a motion to approve these 2 add-ons, to add them to the agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Mr. Maloney?
I didn't see you sitting back there behind Desmond.
You have to look down.
I didn't say it.
Hi, that's okay. Jim Maloney, the administrator for the Clermont County Sheriff's Office. And recommendation of Robert S. Leahy, County Sheriff, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eichel, County Administrator, to acknowledge the electronic submittal of a second body-worn cameras grant application submitted on or before August 1st, 2022, filed with the State of, State of Ohio Office of Criminal Justice Services for the project entitled Clermont County Sheriff's Office Body-Worn Cameras to be implemented by the county sheriff in the amount of $43,270.26 with no local match required for the provision of funding for warranty costs associated with body-worn cameras effective for the period of 7/1/21 through 9/30/22, and to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute the pre-award condition forms as the designated subgrantee pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein. I received a call from Mr. Lubers from OCJS in late July. He said that in their audits of their previous grants, they had this amount, the $43,000 and change, available. And because we went full bore into the body cameras, obviously with the commissioner's approval, that they wanted to award this money to us. Well, there's a big shout out to Sergeant Phil Hauer, who jumped into this grant to write it, Mary Gregory, who worked with him to get it submitted, and Holly for getting it on. And we really appreciate it, because this money is just free money out there for us, and it's obviously way too much to try to not make this happen. And those individuals that I mentioned made this happen. So we're going to have an additional 43 and change come to us, and it's supposed to go towards the warranties that the body cameras that cost. So it was kind of something that fell in our lap, and with those individuals, we made it happen. And thank you very much.
That kind of money doesn't come easily, just to be.
No, ma'am, and it certainly doesn't ever move this quickly.
That's right.
We sent it, as mentioned here, on August 1st. August 4th, they got back to us 3 days later and said, you got it. Because they expedited everything on their end as well. And so it's really a nice amount of money that we can put towards the cameras, the warranties.
That's great. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this?
The motion.
Second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran. Yes. Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thank
And thanks to everyone that made this happen.
It really was the quickest I've ever done anything with.
Holly, you're about to
with the
get a
state.
hug, I have a feeling.
I just want to say is we get the signature
You
on
got
one.
it. We'll have it
Yeah,
buffering.
we'll get that one.
Thank you. Okay. Next.
I
item-
would hug Holly anyway.
I got to warn you, she's a cringer.
You don't
Uh-oh.
want
She
that.
cringes.
I'm a swinger. I'll
I'm
come out
Italian, we
swinging.
hug everybody.
Wade?
Kowalski.
Good morning, and thanks for having me once again. I was challenged to do the old scroll thing, like the hear ye, but I didn't practice, so I'm just going to do it normal way. This is the way you get things when you cannot read the fine print. Sorry, I still need my glasses. This add-on is a recommendation, of course, by myself, Wade Grabowski, Director of Clermont County Facilities Management Department, with the concurrence of Mr. Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to authorize Bonnie Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute change order number 3 to the contract with Mark Spalding Construction Company out of Florence, Kentucky, for the construction of the Juvenile Court Expansion Renovation Project previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on 1/26/22 and subsequently amended on 3/9/22 and 6/29/22, which represents a net increase in the amount of $128,202.44 for the addition of time, labor, and materials required for the project, primarily for site development and construction, for a total adjusted contract price in the amount of $8,281,119.67, and an extension of the contract time of 28 workdays, as more fully described therein, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth within the contract for juvenile court expansion and renovation, and of course contingent upon the issuance and release of the required purchase order.
Board, you've heard the reading of this add-on. Do I have a motion to approve?
Approve. So moved.
Approved. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
And you're probably wondering who this gentleman has been here very quietly. This is Mr. Nestor Melnick. He is the lead and chief architect on the juvenile court expansion, and he represents Michael Schuster and Associates.
I thought he was just here to tell me where St. Clairsville was.
He knew it all. He's
Coincidentally, I do have a master's degree in geography.
Wow.
But that's not why I know that. We do work with the city of Wheeling, so I know St. Clairsville well by driving through it on a regular basis.
Thank you.
I wanted to thank him for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, that takes care of the additions. Any more, Tom?
We actually have, the board wanted to consider, we have two items that were tabled. One was the Clermont County Land Reutilization Corporation, which was tabled last week. And I think we need to take these separately. So if the board wants to consider removing that item from the table, it was item number 18 from the August 3rd, 2022 agenda.
We need a motion to do that?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to remove that then?
So moved.
Removed from the table.
Bring it back from the chair, okay.
Yeah.
I'll second, yes.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Okay, Commissioners, this add-on, I guess, number 17, possibly. This was tabled from last week. This is the recommendation of myself, Desmond Mayata, Community Development Administrator, Department of Community and Economic Development, with the concurrence of Michael McNamara, Director, Department of Community and Economic Development, to adopt resolution number 113-22. Is that still the same, Holly? Okay. Resolving to approve the agreement and plan for the Clermont County Land Reutilization Corporation pursuant to Division B of Ohio Revised Code, Section 1724.10. So this is the third and final resolution to set up the land bank. The land bank actually approved an agreement and plan, and now they're sending that to the commissioners for your approval as well. And this just outlines all the items that the land bank could possibly do. It's anything the land bank does still has to go before their board. It's a fairly standard document among land banks across the state.
So at this time, I would entertain a motion to approve this.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Probably just want to talk about a second. The reason that that particular item was tabled, because there was a question about whether commissioners could serve on that board and then could vote for items on that board. And I mean, just to kind of paraphrase it, the prosecutor's office brought back an opinion on that. The opinion was that legislatively, you know, land bank usage is part of the requirement for that is for commissioners to be part of that board. So they basically said that that would be no conflict, so.
Right. Yeah, so two commissioners are required to be on the land bank board, like you said, so it's kind of the, yeah.
Somebody has to vote on it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that since that's why it was tabled.
Okay. Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Thank you.
And then tabled on February 23rd was item number 15.
Yeah, that was the Weaver Road Water Petition Project, so I'll let William handle that.
Bring that on.
We,
We have to bring that off the table first.
Bring it off the
Yeah.
table.
do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Lyle?
Hello. So I'll back up and give a little bit of history on this, just so we're all up to date. We received a petition on February 16th of 2021 from 12 property owners on Weaver Road, and the petition was for public water service. We had mailed to the property owners some tentative assessments. We were estimating about $15,000 per parcel to the property owners. We received responses back from them at that time. A large majority were opposed to the project. So then on February 23rd, 2022, we made a recommendation to the board to discontinue the project. And at that time, the recommendation was tabled, and it was requested that we go back to the property owners and see if they had a smaller assessment And the thought was to apply some of the ARPA funds to the project to reduce their assessments to around $7,500 to see if that gained more support. So on May 3rd of this year, we had a public involvement meeting with the residents, and we presented a basic benefit assessment to the property owners of $7,592.59 per parcel. And we asked for their responses to that, if they were in support or opposed. And that assessment could be assessed over a 20-year period. So of the 27 property owners, we had 7 that were in support, 19 that were opposed, and 1 was no response. So the graphic that's up on the screen here kind of summarizes the responses. Our current water main, we've got one on this end that ends in this area here, and then we have water over on Newtonsville Hutchinson. So all the property owners in red were opposed to it. Green, they're in support. Some were in support with an assessment of $15,000. They just want water. And then some were in support only for and I'll call it $7,600 assessment. And then one property in yellow never did respond. So at this time, we're not recommending that we discontinue the project in its entirety. What we're recommending, and there's no formal action required for this, but we're going to truncate the project, only extend it to the first 5, let's see here. Sure, for the first 5 property owners. Right now, they're all in support of the project at an assessment of, estimated assessment of $7,592.59. And it would require an ARPA fund contribution of $102,106.05. These are all estimated costs. Right now, those 5 property owners are all in support of the project. As with assessment projects, they require a certain procedure through a higher revised code, one being a public hearing. If you have 100% support from the property owners, they can waive the public hearing. So our plan is to proceed with design, get through the design process, start the resolution process, approach the property owners with that waiver, and they could waive their right to the public hearing. That would help expedite the project by about 60 or 90 days to eliminate the need for the public hearing and so forth. But again, that would require an ARPA fund contribution of just over $102,000. So.
Where,
Go ahead, Claire.
where exactly are the 5?
Right here in the very beginning of the
All
project.
those, that's where I thought it was going to be.
It's
Okay.
an 865-foot water main extension to get those 5 property owners.
So then later on, the ones that were opposed to it, they're going to pay the full price.
If
they
it
come
ever
back and-
proceeds, we'll see what happens at that time. A developer could come in and extend the water main.
At a higher price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or they could extend it at their cost, It's,
Was there a benefit to our water service if that water main went completely through Weaver Road?
very little.
Okay.
So we had
I wondered about
we
that.
modeled that using our hydraulic model, and there's very little benefit to our system. And again, some of the property owners that were opposed, they don't want water if it's free. They don't want to see any development or any more development, and they saw the public water as
To bring on more
would encourage
development.
more development, and they don't want neighbors.
Okay.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
Well, just one moment.
Oh,
So the item that was tabled was not to proceed. Is that still the recommendation?
No, we are going to proceed with a truncated project to benefit the majority of the property owners that support the project.
But it's not to proceed with, as it was presented back in February, though?
Correct.
So you would still make the recommendation to not proceed with that item?
Correct. We're not going to.
The item is before the board from back in February, so they have to take an action on this item.
Okay.
So if the item was not to proceed with what was presented in February, they would vote not to proceed, or they consider voting not to proceed. So I'm trying to make sure we're clear on what.
Well, wait a minute, just to be clear, if you vote for this item, if the vote is yes, then this would be that you don't want to succeed with this project.
Yeah, proceed with, yeah.
If you vote no, then that means that you're going to proceed with this project, but you would have to proceed with it in some other fashion.
In some other fashion, that's correct, and that would be presented later.
Typically, if we have a project and we have majority in support, we go ahead and proceed with design. We don't come to the commissioners with that recommendation. Once we get through design, then we make a recommendation to ratify detailed plans and so forth.
Okay.
But if we're not proceeding at all with it, because they're actually petitioning the commissioners, then we make a recommendation that we're going to discontinue this project and we're not going to move forward. So I don't know that there's any action that's required. We'll notify the property owners of the intent of the project. We're going to proceed with it, but only an approximately 865-foot water main extension to benefit the first 5 property owners.
Well, the issue that's on the table here is this is the original project that was put forth that you recommended not to proceed with, and it sounds like today we're not going to proceed with this.
Correct. With the entire project. That's
Okay.
Yes, so that's correct. So the vote would be, if you do not want to proceed, the vote would be to say
Yes.
yes,
Mhm.
to agree. to
Would be
this.
yes. Okay.
Just want to make sure that was clear.
Okay, good point.
Would the board like the original motion read into the record?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay. This was the recommendation of Ainsley Napke, PE Project Manager, with the concurrence of Chris Rowland, PE Assistant Sanitary Engineer, Clermont County Water Resources Department, not to proceed with the Weaver Road Water Petition Part 2 project located within Stone Lick Township due to the lack of support from property owners for said project, and to authorize the Clermont County Water Resources Department to send notice to the owners of property affected by said project, advising them that the project is no longer active and declaring that all proceedings with respect to same are hereby discontinued.
So we need a motion.
I so moved. So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Okay.
So we don't have to do anything else with this then?
Not with this particular item that was tabled. Lyle, is there an additional
back.
discussion you'd like to have with the board?
Just to confirm, we are going to proceed with the 865-foot extension to benefit the first 5 property owners. We will notify all the property owners of the direction.
So
We're gonna discontinue
would it be appropriate to just read that back in the record with the first 5 property owners and 865 feet?
And you can approve that if the board would
Can
like to
you,
approve.
can you do that, Holly?
Would you like me to put a motion together while the board's in executive session?
You could.
Yes.
Yes, you could.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Is that okay?
All right, this is, yeah, no, that's,
Okay.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
very confusing.
Well, that
Okay.
way it'll be on the record exactly what you're doing.
Right. First 5 property owners, 865.
They're in here.
Okay?
Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
No more additions, right, Tom?
I hope not.
You've done enough damage. Item number G is we do need to go into executive session pursuant to section 12122 G1 and G6 of the Ohio Revised Code to 1, consider the employment and compensation of a public employee, and 2, to discuss details relative to the security arrangements and emergency response protocols for a public body or public office respectfully. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes, we will return. Thank you. We have returned from executive session. No decisions were made. And at this time, we will resume. And we have one more proposed add-on.
Yeah, Ms. Curry?
Commissioners, we have one proposed add-on for the Water Resources Department. It is a recommendation to proceed with the design phase of the Weaver Road Water Petition Part 2 project. We need to add that on.
Do I have a motion to add?
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. So it's,
And I will correct, it's Miss Isaacs, and I apologize.
It's okay. I'm not gonna.
I got to get used to that.
Fine.
All right, this is a recommendation to proceed with the design phase of the Weaver Road Water Petition Part 2 project located in Stone Lick Township and to authorize the Clermont County Water Resources Department to send notice to the owners of property affected by said project, advising them of the updated project scope, which includes a water main extension of approximately 865 feet, and to authorize the use of American Rescue Plan Act funding in an approximate amount of $102,106.05 in and as it relates to the Weaver Road Water Petition Part 2 project.
Thank you. Do I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lyle. So at this time, any members' comments?
None.
Mr. Painter? Great. Well, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I have a second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. We will see you next Wednesday. Thank you.